This is IGN. A sequel with a major malfunction. This is your IGN review of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 by Matt Donato. If there was a critic predisposed to enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you're listening to him. I defended Emma Tammy's critically panned first adaptation. I've talked about the overblown curse of video game adaptations here on IGN. Let that appropriately color my disdain for Tammy's malfunctioning sequel bright red like an alarm. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 brings back the Henson Company's impressive animatronics for another creepy kids meal, but this time they're bound to an atrocious story that underestimates how video games and movies are two hugely different mediums. Five Nights at Freddy's creator Scott Cawthon claims sole screenwriting duties this time, no Tammy or Seth Cuddeback, who shared the job on the first film, and the drop-off is catastrophic. Cawthon shoves Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, and little sister Abby, played by Piper Rubio, into a reassembly of his 2014 point-and-click survival horror sequel, reopening Freddy Fazbear's original location. Here, where William Afton, played by Matthew Lillard, began his killing spree, Abby attempts to reunite with her lost friends, animalian animatronics possessed by the souls of murdered children. What she finds is far more sinister and unleashes a new evil from Freddy's derelict restaurant shadows, the Marionette. Afton's daughter, Vanessa Shelley, played by Elizabeth Lale, tried to subdue and hide the possessed puppet, but now, inhabited by the soul of Afton's bravest victim, Charlotte, played by Audrey Lynn Marie, it's vengeful and on the prowl. Before things get heated, let me confirm the animatronics are innocent. Jim Henson's Creature Shop doubles its presence with the inclusion of toy versions of Freddy's gang. The sleeker, more metallic versions stand just as impressive as the fuzzier, more Chuck E. Cheese iterations we've already beheld, and remain a masterwork of practical effects dominance. Foxy's Mangle form, a failed pull-apart activity experiment, gives a freakish junkyard appearance, while the Marionette dangles and flails with a noodle-like uncanniness that juxtaposes Freddy's robotic motions. Tammy understands how to bring these not-so-gentle giants to life, and does so with larger-than-life appeal, but that's where my praise stops. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 suffers from a horrendous third-act problem, in that it really doesn't have one. Cawthon treats the sequel as feature-length promotional material for whatever comes next. The Marionette deserves so much better than this film, which does a whole lot of setting up without wanting to see anything through. Don't worry, that'll all get addressed in the sequel, Blumhouse promises as they count fat stacks of ticket sales. Cawthon pelts us with lore and rubs salt in the wounds, dumping reveal after reveal before a blinking you'll miss it conclusion that displays no fundamental understanding of filmic structure. The movie wants you so desperately to grasp at its cliffhanger ending, but all it does is make us want to cut the cord from this on the Fritz series. The actors fight tooth and nail to wrestle any modicum of intrigue from their roles, but there are hallmark specials that read as more genuine. Lale's tortured daughter tries to bury us in Vanessa's trauma, but then pulls a gun on her spin class buddy mid-breakdown, and we're not supposed to laugh? Hutcherson wanders aimlessly through the sequel, filling the void wherever he's needed. Then there's Rubio, the victim of adult bullying by her science teacher because there's an important robotics competition the same day as a town-wide Freddy Fazbear festival. I can't make this stuff up, and it's all so hackily cobbled together. Skeet Ulrich, McKenna Grace, Wayne Knight, and Theodis Crane all deserve better in supporting roles that range from rage bait to nameless sidekicks. Frankly, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a bare minimum sequel. Everything it's doing lacks enthusiasm. As a horror movie, it lazily pushes characters straight toward danger, stupidly keeps them there, and ruins excitement by tipping every scare. As a video game adaptation, it trots out familiar mechanics and callbacks, red and green buttons, Balloon Boy, but treats these thrown bones as the main attraction. It's an incomplete sequel, an underwritten coming-of-adolescence story, and as a PG-13 gateway horror film, it'd be laughed out of the cafeteria by the likes of Insidious or Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Game over, pull the plug, reboot the system. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 gives sequels, video game adaptations, and gateway horror movies a bad name. Cawthon adheres too rigidly to his franchise's muddy mythology, coyly withholding some information and dumping exposition elsewhere, both at the bafflingly wrong times. Tammy is a gun for hire here, bringing no secret sauce to the pizza party. The saving grace of outstanding animatronics is worth embarrassingly little when generic as sin is the nicest compliment anything else deserves. No film is meant to please everyone, but even considering the diehard fanbase Cawthon has cultivated, it's hard to tell who Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will impress with a film so bad it'd be a franchise killer anywhere else. Five Nights at Freddy's 2's IGN score? 3 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Five Nights at Freddy's updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.